welcome to Imperfect Together with Chris and Zach. I am Chris, this is Zach, and this is Jenna. Jenna is with us again. She is kind of one of our interns in the office, helps with worship, and our person who was supposed to be here didn't show up. So Jenna's jumping in with us again. So, you know, if you're like wanting to be on the podcast, don't be mad that Jenna's on here a lot because she's just filling in, okay? It is. We'll get you on, but if we get you on, you better show up. Anyways, talking about closing up our series on family. We've been talking about family a lot, but taking a little bit different angle this week. So, question I have for you guys is, when you were growing up.
Hold on, before you answer that, I have another question.
You can't answer. What?
All right, so a family of turtles, right? They have like at least 100 turtles.
If it starts making whale noises,
do you think do you think that mother and dad keep up with each individual turtle?
No, they throw them in the ocean and say good luck.
Man, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. All right, go on.
So a whale walks into a store.
Did you have friends like that you were really close with growing up that you consider like your family?
Oh, yeah.
This is for both of you.
Yes,
Whoever wants to answer.
What?
Jenna first. Ladies
Okay.
first.
Then Zach, go ahead.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had friends that were like family to me. They're still
care to elaborate?
Man, they're like my family, man. They're like my dudes, man. They're my brothers. I had a camping
What were their
trip with them.
names? 'Cause it sounds like you just
Man, I got
you're just
Grant,
making this
I got
up.
Brian, I got Tyler, Taylor, Alan.
making stuff up.
I got Grant. I got Brian.
Phony.
I also have Brian, and I also have Grant, and I also have Grant.
Boy, they are
Grant and Brian and Brian and Grant.
they are my close friends. I'll do. And if I heard a great quote. Yeah. Come on in, Nick. Yeah. What time is it? Oh man. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just come on in. Yeah, that'll work.
Zach, what are you doing?
Nothing, man. Just nothing. I was supposed to get my hair cut like at it. So we're just gonna do it here if that's all right.
This is what he was talking about.
Yeah, I knew you were up to something.
Yeah. So thank you.
All right, so for those of you who are listening and can't see this,
So we're just gonna.
Zach just put a.
I'm shooting two birds with one stone here.
Zach just put a blanket around his neck and a bowl on his head.
Yeah.
And,
So we're gonna.
and our friend Nick is about to give him a bowl cut.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that.
Except the bowl is too small for his head.
He doesn't want
it
to
looks
be.
more like a
he doesn't-
yarmulke than it does a bowl.
He doesn't want to be distracted.
Oh my gosh. He's
So let's
actually
get
cutting
back on hand. So what were we talking about?
We're talking about your good friend Nick here giving you a bowl cut.
No. We're talking about what were we talking about?
Brian and Grant and Grant and Brian.
Yeah.
Your
fake friends?
Yeah. No.
Oh, your
those
fake
And
are
John
friends.
and Cena and
Yeah.
No, those guys were close friends of mine. I
Okay.
consider them
give him
brothers.
So-
some nice like curtain
Yeah, thanks,
bangs.
Hey, make sure you get the beard too.
No, don't get the beard. All right. Well, what do you got, Chris?
Oh, I'm Jenna. Tell me about your family friends while he's getting a haircut.
So okay. My friends, my two best friends are Sarah and Ariana, and I love them. They are my favorites.
If you're not Sarah Ariana, sorry, you're not her close friend.
I just really don't know how to speak right now.
No, it's okay. Just,
Zach can be very distracting.
I can be very
Well,
It's
distracted.
just his nature.
So, we knew each other, but now we're in choir together, so we're really good friends.
Okay.
And their family is my family. And Ariana...
Do y'all do family vacations together?
No, but I am taking my friend Sarah on vacation with me for my family vacation. But Ariana, I'm in AP Spanish, and Ariana is Puerto Rican, and so her family, I speak Spanish when I talk to them, so they help me
Do
with
you know
my
a lot of
Spanish.
Spanish?
I'm pretty good
Oh,
at
that's good.
Spanish.
That's really great.
Why do you think it's important, Zach, while you're getting your haircut? Why is it important to have other friends that are like family besides just your family?
Well, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of reasonings, but let's say you're not close to your family. Let's say that
I can't wait to post a picture of this. Listen, if you're listening just to the podcast, you have to go watch YouTube just to see what's going on here. Because I don't even know how to explain it.
So like if you're not close to your family and all that stuff, like for me, Grant's family and Tyler's family, I mean, they were like my parents, you know? Mm-hmm. And and I just... Does it look good?
Wait, you missed a spot.
Does it look good?
You missed a spot. You get that little piece.
Oh, thanks so much, man.
You have to leave it like this. You have to leave it like this for a week.
No, you won't let me.
On the next episode, Zach will be shaving his head.
He's going to be bald.
But so what were we talking about? We were talking about why...
You're talking about why you need other people in your life.
Yeah, because, I mean, I had a pretty big dysfunctional family, right? And so with me, it was more of, you know, finding another outlet that wasn't, you know, so toxic, right? And so for me, it was gravitating more to, you know, my friends that cared about me, their family that cared about me and loved me. And so, I gravitated to that. And I think that's, to me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for them. So.
I don't think I've ever seen Zach have such a serious, good answer while being a goofball.
Yeah, I know.
You ought to get your hair cut every time you're on here.
All right, well, go on with your questions, Chris.
I just want to talk to Jenna now.
Okay.
I just want to post a picture of this.
Oh, I got a video of it. Don't worry.
We'll throw this up somewhere. I think friends are important. I think also though it's very easy to get in the wrong group because depending on the people you're surrounding yourself with can determine a lot about you. So why is it so important to find the right friends in your life? Yeah. And not just any friends?
Well, I've definitely had some friends in the past that made me feel like I was like in competition with them, or like they were never proud of me when I did something good. They just wanted to like be better than me. Yeah. And I think that having friends that encourage you and can like push you to be better, and like it's just like y'all are constantly just loving on each other and like, I mean, not like y'all are like gushy, but like you're just constantly like encouraging each other. Like I think that that's important. I think that's like having good friends like that.
What was the question?
Why is it important to have good friends and not just any friends?
I think it's important to have. Hold on, say that again.
Why is it important to have good friends? Why is it important
to have, like, you can obviously choose your friends.
Why is it important to have good friends instead of bad friends?
Yes.
Well, it's easy. They give you great influence. Bad friends, they tend to get you in trouble or talk crap about you. And
great haircuts.
You know, great friends give great haircuts.
Nick, you obviously are not a very good friend.
No. He's a great. No.
You're gonna have a lot to vacuum up off the floor.
He does this every month, so it's fine.
Every month. He's a professional.
Yeah.
This is what Chicago White Sox fans do for each other. They give each other haircuts.
During playoff games.
Yeah, during playoffs games.
The one that they're actually winning.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still winning, Nick?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's go ahead, Chris.
Here.
What else you got? What else you got for me, bud?
Zach, always trying to throw me off.
It's
all right.
Organized chaos.
Yeah. Zach makes it his mission in life to try and throw us off. But we can still have a good conversation.
Yes.
When I think biblically of a friendship, I think of David and Jonathan. And David and Jonathan were unlikely friends. Man, that is a terrible haircut. You look kind of Amish right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like you got the little curls coming down.
I appreciate that.
But David and Jonathan, David is the same David from David and Goliath. What an idiot. My gosh.
Let's continue.
I can't.
Discussion.
David and Jonathan. Oh my gosh. David is the same David from David and Goliath. Mm-hmm. Jonathan is Saul's dad, who David actually was in charge of his army. David was now anointed to be king. And Jonathan was actually the heir to be king. Saul didn't like it, and so Saul tried to kill David. And Jonathan actually is the one that would save David and let him know, hey, my dad is trying to kill you. So even though they had some crazy dysfunction going on, Jonathan and David are like the best friends I think of when you think of the Bible. Even the most unlikely of friends. And I think when you boil it down to let me ask you this. When it comes to finding a good, true friendship, what are the things you're really looking for?
Loyalty, I would say, is a big one. Loyalty is huge. Someone that will have my back through it all, is a big one. Yeah, I would say those are the two biggest ones.
Right. What are you looking for in a good, close friend?
I think someone that shares the same sense of humor as I do, because I know that's a big one. That's just a big one for me, because I'm very sarcastic, and I'm sure that I could hurt some people's feelings because they probably think I'm being serious. But that, and then like Zach said, like loyalty and just
Loyalty.
Yep, just like that.
I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know what it means either.
You don't know what that is? Loyalty.
I have no idea what that reference
Kendrick
is.
Lamar. Loyalty.
Okay.
The rap lyric.
I think when I think of this question and I look at David and Jonathan, I think that they cared for each other. I think that they looked out for each other, and I think that they both saw a lot of potential in the other person. I think a good friend helps bring out the best in you instead of trying to squash what's good in you.
Did they grow up together, Jonathan and David?
Not as little kids, but as...
Do you think if they were little kids, do you think they made a treehouse? If they were?
You know,
they were close friends?
I don't know what kind of trees they had where they lived.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's very possible.
Do you think they even had treehouses?
I think through their
back in the
teenage
day?
years they knew each other.
Yeah. What kind of teenage
Because
angst
once-
do you think they got into?
I think I listened to Eminem.
They listened to Eminem.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no telling what these jokers did. They didn't sing
Mom Spaghetti.
Slim Shady.
Mom Spaghetti.
Let me ask you this, because when I think of all this, I also think of the church. But one of the questions I kind of want to ask is, why is the church so important? Like, why do we need to go to church?
Why do we need to go to church?
Yeah. What is the purpose of church?
I think that I don't know, my best friends don't go to church here, but I do have great relationships with my small group, and even with the girls in my small group, that I lead, I love them, and I consider them friends to me. Or I'm their friend. If they need anything, I'm always going to be there to do it. And I think that that's one of the rewards of being in a small group at church, is that the people surrounding you are always going to be there for you. Because at church it's time for you to drop all your school drama and just come and be together for one common purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say for me it's just community. It's camaraderie. So camaraderie for fellow believers, getting together and worshiping. I think that's big, but I think the big thing is community. Here it's family. So I would say that's probably the biggest one for me. That's what attracts me.
And I think too. That's what church is supposed to be. I think a lot of times, a lot of churches don't exhibit this very well, and so I think sometimes we have bad experiences at church and a bad taste of what church should be. But don't let that be your sole example of, this is what the church is, because that's not true. The church is there to be there. It's basically like a Jonathan and David relationship where you're there for each other and you carry each other's burdens and you're doing life together. The Bible actually calls it the body of Christ, right? Where we're all in this together. And so when you're going through something, you have somebody that you can talk to and you can do this with and vent to or whatever it is and help you process things that's in a good and healthy manner instead of just trying to carry it yourself. Because a lot of times we try to handle everything ourselves and end up just kind of burying ourselves in a hole, and that's where a lot of depression and anxiety comes in, because we're trying to do so much alone. So I think the church plays a huge role in being who we were created to be, and just doing life together. I think there's a verse in Hebrews, I want to read it real quick. It's in Hebrews 10:24. It says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some may be in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." Right? So the church is there to be there together, to encourage one another. So why is it so important? I think it gives us the opportunity to widen our circle, right? And to find the right relationships, because it's easy to find friends and get into the wrong relationships. There's a lot of people who will treat you like family that may just want to use you or have a different agenda for you.
Like the Latino Kings.
And they may be a good family and close, but you're getting in a lot of trouble. Right? Whereas the church is a place where you can come and you can have family and have people that are going to encourage you and help spur you on and support you. And I think it's also a good place for like wisdom and guidance. Yeah. Like for me, I have mentors in my life. I did when I was in high school. I had people that helped bring the most out of me. That's why I became a student pastor, is because of the people that poured into my life. And even today at 36, I still have people in my life that are my mentors, that help encourage me and help me to grow, because we never really make it there, right? Mm-hmm. You're not just going to arrive and, I'm everything God created me to be. But it's a continual journey, and I think church is one of those places where we can do that. And like you mentioned, small groups. Small groups are huge. I mean, that's why we put so much emphasis on them at our church, because, you have people in your life that are in your corner and that you can talk to. And even as a small group leader, like, what is the difference? Let me ask you this. How would you describe the difference in the way it affects you as a small group leader versus also being in a small group? Because you're on both sides.
Being in a small group, it's like y'all are all the same age or close to the same age, and you're all like, you're all being taught, but also learning from one another, and you're kind of all in it together. But whenever you're leading a small group, like you get to be like that mentor for somebody, and okay, for example, like Tammy is my small group leader. Like anybody in that group is probably gonna text Tammy, because she's the one that like is an adult and like is their mentor. And then like I feel like Kylie and I, who is my co-leader, we are the mentors for them, and I feel very confident in saying that we would both do anything for those girls, and we're the people that they would text in a situation where they needed help.
And how does that make you feel as a leader? Like, do you feel like, why are they texting me again? And do you feel
that's like one of the most rewarding things, is whenever somebody, especially a student who, most of my girls are very outgoing, but like especially a student who is very like subdued and doesn't really talk, or like y'all are kind of having having a hard time breaking that fourth wall and like getting to like actually like dig deep at each other and stuff. But once they text you, it's just like, and they need something, or they like ask you to pray for them or something, you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. Like
it's an exciting and rewarding thing. And I think a lot of times as a student on that end of it, you almost sometimes feel like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be a burden, or I don't want to do this. When the reality is, like, as a leader, you want that to happen, because it helps bring life inside of you.
I had one of my girls text me, and she was like, I just really want to get closer with God, and like, I feel like you would be a good person to help me do that. And then I like immediately called one of my friends, and I was like, guess what just happened? And I was like, I'm so happy. So yeah, we get happy when you when you ask us
That's a
questions.
big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have purpose. I mean, that's a lot of
Yeah.
what the church is too. It's helping you
Yeah.
fulfill
Well, like,
purpose.
there's no point in being a leader if you aren't helping them grow in their relationship with Christ. There's no point. Unless, yeah.
No, that's good. You got any thoughts on that? Final
Nope.
thoughts?
Retweet.
Retweet. Retweeting Jenna? Hey, here's the deal, and we'll wrap it up with this, but, you know, if you're watching this, hopefully you go to church here at Community Bible Church. If not, or you're watching this somewhere else, I would encourage you to look into finding a church and getting plugged into a small group, because that's where you're going to find community. That's where you're going to find surrounding yourself with people who care about you and love you. And listen, part of it is you got to put yourself out there, and it may take time. You know, don't rely just on the first experience and hoping that, you know, hopefully people are nice and they come up and say hi and you get plugged right in immediately, but that doesn't always happen. Yeah. You know, because people are still people and they're human. But I would encourage you to find that, you know, because that's what helped me get to where I am today. And I think that's what helped you all get to where you are today, is just having that community of people. And it's just fun. I mean, obviously we have fun at church. Zach just got a bowl cut right in the middle of this whole thing. And you've got hair hanging off the side over here that looks like the Amish swirls.
I really want to.
That's all I could see the whole time through this, is
I
this hair
accidentally
sticking out
double
over
booked, and I apologize for that, but
here. Hey, you
we're just
know,
moving on.
that's commitment, man. You're here. You're sticking with the show,
I am.
even though you needed a haircut. As terrible as it looks. So
I don't think
here's the deal.
I don't think it looks bad.
Here's the deal. You have to keep this haircut until the next episode.
Okay, wait.
Otherwise, we know it was just all for show.
Yes.
It's just
A facade.
ploy
I would love that.
for you to get a little attention.
I
So
have an idea.
Yeah.
I think that you should let me, if you will give me your blessing, to you put the hat back on, and then I clean it up around the hat, because right now it just looks kind of messy.
oh, it's
And
terrible.
But listen, if it was just a clean, awful cut, I think that it would be a little more embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks.
It look more like
Does
the
it-
Dumb
does it
and
kinda look
Dumber
like a-
bowl cut.
Does it kind
Yes.
of look like a Post Malone kind of haircut right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
That's dope.
trashy.
Dope.
Like, it just looks kind of trashy, but like in a cool way. And I
Yeah.
want it to be like totally Jim Carrey, like a Jim Carrey cut.
I'll
Yeah.
look at it and see what it looks like.
That's what we're going to do. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Jenna is going to finish up this bowl cut, so you can come back next week and see what the final product looks like. And maybe we'll post, if you follow us on Students, we'll post the pictures there to let you see this. But hey, love you guys. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you next week.
See ya.